Okay, I'm super excited for this presentation. It is so wonderful for me to be able to work with so many people that I absolutely love. And as you heard me say earlier, that Cornell is one of my best friends, as are so many people in this room. I don't know that best really even matters to qualify. The people I love most in the world are here, are in this room. That includes the man behind me with the cool, very awesome white patch on the back of his hair. I've always thought, as long as I've known Yin, that is like just the coolest thing, how he has that awesome white patch on the back of his head. Now, the story behind the white patch, of course, I also know because I've known Yin at this point for like 15 years. And while working in Saudi Arabia on water treatment, he drank bad water, and that was the byproduct of the very cool-looking white patch at the back of his head. Seriously, I have cried with this man. I have laughed with this man. I have accomplished with this man. I have learned with this man. And I love this man. Yin Lin is one of the most unique and interesting people I have ever met in my life. Initially, he was a water engineer. Well, before that, he was in the military. Then he was a water engineer. Then he became a mechanic. Then he decided he wanted to learn computer programming. And then he met me. And 15 years later, in my opinion, there is nobody better in the world at the process of testing, assessing, and teaching people how to do that than this man right here. And the reason is, there is nobody on the planet that has done more assessment-based testing in hospitals, issuing reports to doctors, clients, and being able to do so in a way that we never were able to because of the difference in registration and marketing placement. Now, as we're getting our lectures started, and I'm going to hand over the mic right away to this amazing, amazing man. As we get our biofeedback lectures started today, I want to remind everybody as to compliance. We do not treat, diagnose, and or mitigate disease. We are unlicensed practitioners. We support people in their wellness. Now, during this conference, you may hear us refer to specific disease and methods for supporting clients in aiding their body's ability to naturally heal itself. And at the end of the day, that is what our device does. It doesn't treat anything. Nothing. It reduces stress to support an environment whereby the body has the ability to do exactly what the body is designed to do, which is to restore homeostasis and health. So during our lectures, presenters, you may hear us use words like treat. We may speak of specific disease as topic and methods for supporting people in achieving wellness that are experiencing those symptoms. But by no means and in no way are we representing that we treat any diseases, as you all know, working in practice. And I would remind everybody to stay in compliance and within scope of practice. It does not require to impact a client. It does not require ever misrepresenting what this amazing technology actually is. So enjoy this presentation. It's going to be fantastic. Yin Lin is absolutely amazing. And as an added bonus, I have never met, and I know many, many Chinese people and have many Chinese friends, I have never met a Chinese man that has a sense of humor in the way that this man does. He's a little kooky. So have a lot of fun, enjoy this lecture, and the stuff that he's about to show us, I imagine, is amazing, and I'll be sitting at the back of the room watching with my eyes wide open too. So a round of applause, please, for Yin Lin.
Thank you, Adam. You're getting faster.
Yes?
Okay, my name is Yin Lin, and I come from Taiwan. Taiwan is a part of Chinese. Anyway, so this afternoon, my job is telling a story of a decade of skill in China, with my crappy English. Okay. So I try my very best to make everybody understand what I'm saying, okay? But anyway, English is not my mother tongue, so please. Okay, the story contains 4 parts. First is the project introduction. So how and when we bring skill to China. And second, what we were doing in China market. It was a hard job, okay? And third, the current achievement, what we have been achieved, and what we have done there. And number 4 is future challenge. And let's start the story. Project introduction. It's go back on 2007. At that time, quantum night and quantum alarms still exist. Okay? And where's my pointer? Oh, here. And in Shanghai, there is a guy, a bald, fat guy here. I don't know his name. Anyway, another master of quantum bring the skill to Shanghai to some professionals, medical professionals. And after the meetings, see, here's Rogers. Maybe somebody knows him. And Mo, if I'm correct. See, this guy. I don't know his name anyway. And those medical professionals feel very interesting about what skill can do. Very interesting. And somebody told us, hey, 2008, there is an Olympic in China. Maybe those athletes can be benefit from this skill, from this device. So, with some of the connection and the friends of our company, we try to bring skill to Olympic. But everybody knows, a Beijing Olympic for China is a major event. There are about 1.4 billion people who are watching it. Not to mention other parts of the world. And the strict review, what I mean to say there is not only the safety, but what they do, those athletes, what they are eating, what the supplement or device or treatment, whatever there, the government is very, very strict, for sure. And we have a lot of competitions. There's a huge companies wants to put their product to Olympic, as well as open the market there. So you can imagine how difficult it is. But with some connections, we saw this guy, Professor Li Guoping, who is the chief medical officer of Chinese Olympic Committee. At that time, Professor Li said, because we have some friends in common, so I give you 5 minutes. Tell me, what do you have? Say skill, explain it in 5 minutes? No way. So, there's our common friend with Adam, George Fund, make a DVD, explain what we can do, and hand over to Professor Li, said, take half an hour, take a look, or you will be regret. So, Professor Li called us the other morning, say, is that real? Is that skill really can do what you said in DVD? are you sure? Yes, we say, for sure, it can do. Oh, then how about like this? Let's give it a trial. I will bring some people, and you can test it. Let's see what you can do. Okay? And Li Guoping also, Professor Li also is, what I can say to him, to her, he's maybe the number one guy on sport athlete, on sport injuries or stuff in China. So, we make a team. This is George, this is Adam, this is Roger, Jeff, right? Jeff. So at 2007, we were very young. How time flies, right? So we have a project similar. Where this test being held, it was in Beijing Sport Hospital. I don't know what's in English, sport hospital or athlete hospital. They treat all athletes. So we did the testing from the director of the hospital till the janitor, doctors, etc., till the janitor of the hospital, everybody, almost everybody. And what I can say, a lot of people say, wow, they have never imagined there's some device there in the world can do this. The last guy we tested, the last guy we tested was Li Guoping by Jeff. And Li Guoping was saying, wow, it's great. So Li Guoping decided to take a lot of risk to bring his boss, who's in charge of the whole sport in China, to us. And Adam tested his boss. So after the testing, the directors only say one word. That's great. Let's bring it in. Then everybody happy. Adam, do you still remember that? Adam disappeared, eh? Okay. So finally, we can get in. We can put skill to Olympic athlete. Okay. How many athletes we have tested? Say like Guo Jingjing, maybe you know, or it's in Chinese, sorry. The Olympic Games Designate Health Management System. We have tested a lot. All you have seen here, you can see they are champions. Guo Jingjing on diving, badminton of Zhang Ning, backstroke, Zhao Jing, and Xiao on trampoline, this, and also tennis on Li Na. Right? We have tested and treated. You can see these athletes lies down here. We did a treatment therapy on them because a lot of sport injury. Oh, okay. The most challenging one, because this Chinese female swimming team, those the director of the sport bureaus in China say, Guo Jingjing, as long as she can perform normally, she has a very big chance to win gold medal. But female swimming teams, we don't really expect they can win any medal. But if you guys can use skill working on them and win some medals, then it really proves skill works. Okay, so we work on female swimming teams. I believe it was 9 athletes, and the performance was so great. We have 1 gold medal, and the other one is silver medals, and all these 6 female swimming athletes, they break their own record. That means the best performance ever in their life was in 2008 Olympic team. So it really shows skill works. Okay? It really shows. So everybody was so happy. And this chaplain is He Wen-na, He Wen-na. This girl, what I say, girl, here her period, MC, stopped about 3-4 months before Olympic game because of too stressful. And the team doctors asked for a lot of help from hospitals, from a lot of sources, but never works. Then they feel, hey, can skill works on her and help something? Adam did the therapy on her, select for 3 sessions, 3-4 maximum sessions only, and the period comes.
What day period?
Huh?
Every day or every other day?
I'm not sure. I only know after Adam done about 3-4 sessions, and it's come back to normal. And everybody say like her doctor was a male, and the trainers and his leaders and her leaders all male, and we were getting on a meeting, and everybody happy. Hey, it's coming, it's coming. I said, what coming? He said, her period is coming. Okay, so say like 5-4 old men say, you know, but it works. What I want to say, it works. Okay? Then those managers, directors, or say, you can tell from the face, everybody was so stressful at that moment. Everybody wants to win, and they put a lot of burdens on their shoulders. And those directors, it works on athletes. It also can be works on them. Okay? And we tested, we did a treatment, and I believe this lady, she spent, say, like a fortune on something, supplements, which can build up or bring back her immune system, but nothing works. And I tested. I say, well, you know what? The problem is you're emotional stress. It's not something you need to take inside. You need to distress. You need for stress reduction, and which we can really help you by skill. Okay. So after Olympic, we have done, say, like 150 athletes. 150, a lot of them. And at that time, those members like Jeff, Adam, myself, George Fons, we hardly can sleep any. We sleep like 3-4 hours a day only. Every day working on athletics, because everybody was blown away by how it effective. And 16 athletes won the Olympic gold medals. 16 of them won the silver and bronze medal. A lot of athletes obtained historic breakthrough. That means the best performance ever, just like the female swimming team. So after the Olympic, the result was so great. We think, hey, then we can start business in China. We can sell a lot. Right? We think so. But somebody said to us, stop. If you really want to sell something through those medical channels, you need to have a license, like a driver license, right? Okay. Since Skill got a CE license and FDA license, it should have been too hard to have a license in China. And we have connections on those directors, high levels on the government, right? No problem. But you know what? It took years and years and years of work just to get the CFDA license. By what? First is safety test. Although skilled passed the Europe CE 60601 safety test. In China, they say, we don't recognize that. It's Europe. It's not China. Let's do it again. What? Do it again. Start from nothing. Okay, after we pass the safety test, there's another performance test in China. What is performance test? There is YYT 1095, 2007. It's more, this letter is myoelectric biofeedback equipment. So there's an international industrial, it's an industrial standard on biofeedback device. There's a standard there. Wow. Okay. It says the highest resolution is less than 0.2 microvolts. Do you have any idea what microvolts means? 1/1 millionth of a volt. 1 million. Just to give you guys an idea. You know EEG, ECG, EMG, right? The highest resolution, that means it can measure the lowest voltage, is EEG, right? EEG. And with this industrial standard in China, the EEG resolution, say, is between 20 to 50 microvolts. And scale is 0.2. That means the resolution, the sensitivity of scale is 100 times more sensitive than EEG. Then I understand why scale can test the emotions, not just the voltage. It can read your brain. And how hard to test 0.2 microvolts? It's so hard. There's hardly no equipment in China at that time to test it. Because if you want to test the resolution, you need a signal generator. And the most high-end signal generator can only generate like 0.1 millivolts, means 100 microvolts. They cannot produce 0.1 microvolts to test scale. Then what we can do? We say, since you have an industrial standard, that's your business, CFDA. That's your business. Try to test us. That takes them about a year to fabricate something in China just to test scale. So I say, does that means before us, before scale, nobody from any other place in the world meet this biofeedback equipment standard? And CFDA say, yes, you are the first one. You were the first one. Scale was the first in China can meet this standard. It took us like a year and a half just to pass this one, this one. And then they ask for a clinical study, blah, 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 blah. Lot of stuff. At 2012, August 28, finally we got CFDA. Wow, after 4 years, we didn't see any scale. None. 4 years, hard working. We got a CFDA. So from 2008 Olympic to 2012, we finally got our license. But at 2015, government put a new standard called EMC test, Have you ever heard about EMC test? EMC test means electric magnetic compatibility test. So that means any medical device should not interfere other device or being interfered each other. And do you know this DDFAO from French? There were a lot in China at that moment, which got the license of CFDA. After 2015, gone. No more, because they cannot pass the EMC test. And also AMSAT, AMSAT from Russia, got the CFDA as well, gone. Because this EMC test is the world's highest standard. A lot of medical device, import or domestic medical device in China at that time cannot pass EMC. And scale passed just one time, gone. Very good. And because I'm the guy to bring scale to do the EMC test. Then that engineer of CFDA say, when they do the EMC test, there was a room like this size. They call it dark room. No frequency or electric magnetic wave can get into that room. And they put scale there and start to the therapy. And they measure any wave coming out from scale. And that engineer watched me and say, what's that? I say, it's a biofeedback device. I say, I know, biofeedback. But what you put inside? I say, is there anything wrong? He said, there is some wave coming from this device. It's emitting some wave, strange wave. I said, what do you mean strange? It's exceed the limit? No. He said, it's not exceed the limit. It's just some weird wave coming from this device. I say, oh, maybe that's subspace. I didn't tell the engineer, okay? I said, as long as you can pass the test, forget about the wave. He said, I have tested like hundreds and hundreds of medical devices. That's the first strange wave I've ever seen. Okay, maybe next time I should ask somebody what wave they are coming out. I don't know. Okay, then 2016, we renewed our CFDA. No problem at all. And let me say here.
No problem at all? I remember that year. That was a lot of hard work.
No problem. From now to look back, it's easy, right? At that time, we walk our butts off, right? Tail off, whatever. The application scope here it says it's used in medical institution to detect the stress level of a patient with electric myographs as the physiological information and feedback to the trainees in the form of visual or auditory, etc. for therapy and stress reduction, as well as rehabilitation purpose. This is the first medical device I've ever seen in China, which it says it can detect, it can test, and it can do the therapy. Emotional and physical. It's the first. I've seen a lot of license in China right now. It's the first one I've ever seen. So we can do a lot. And I said to George, finally, after years and years of hard working, finally the China doors open for us. We can send hundreds and thousands of skills to China, right? And wrong. Why? Let's see. China market, we have 1.4 billion people. 1.4 billion. And just to give you a it's like this. I work in the what it calls we call the sky train, right? It's a subway. It's so packed. Even you drop some money, you cannot bend to pick up the money. It's so tight. And the economic Islamic economic development. This is the we call it the high-speed train. The average speed, I think, is 350 kilometers per hour. At 2008, there were hardly any of these fast high-speed train. Now they are everywhere, and they are designing a new generation of high-speed train, and the speed is going up to say like 500 to 550 kilometers an hour. So it goes really fast. So a lot of people rather take train and not to take airplane right now in China. Train is faster and is more comfortable. And how many hospitals we have in China? Give you an idea. For the public hospital, we have more than say like 12,000 hospitals, public hospital, and private hospitals is over 16,000. And for those checkup centers and clinics, we also China got a whole bunch of them. This is what we call medical institutions. Medical institutions. How big is the hospital? We have a lot, right? How big is the hospital? Sorry, it's in Chinese. Is there anybody can read Chinese in this room? Nobody? That's great. So now you can feel when our new therapists, when we want to train them, when they see the panel of Club 64 all in English and none of them can read English, what they feel. Wow, it's so complex, so difficult, right? Okay. The number one hospital is Zhengzhou Medical School Hospital. Got how many beds? 10,000. 10,000 beds. And the number 100 is Liuzhou Workers Hospital. Got 2,500 beds. Do you know how many beds? The largest hospital in U.S.? Do you have any idea? Take this number, 2,534, right? Okay. In U.S., the largest one is Florida Hospital in Orlando, 2,473. So the largest hospital in U.S. cannot even reach the top 100 list in China. So you know that hospital is very, very, very big in China. But when we want to sell skill to those medical institutions, we have a lot of problems. Our salesperson try to sell. After a couple of years, they come back and say, we cannot sell it. It's too hard. We have problems. What problems? First of all, it's all in English. It's all in English. He say, almost every medical equipment in China hospital, no matter it's from Europe, from Japan, from US, it's all in Chinese. How can you expect a doctor can read Club 64? And they say, when they see the panels, Get out. I don't recognize English. In Chinese, or leave. And second, there's no professional medical report. When there's a medical device presents on a doctor, he said, let me see your report. We don't have a report. Huh? Then what you are testing? See, we have a matrix. The matrix higher than 100 is acute, and lower below 50 is chronic, right? Doctors say higher is better or lower is better. No. Higher is no good. Lower is no good. Huh? What are you talking about? They have been trained, right? So we don't have really a professional medical report at that time. And those doctors simply reject it. They say, do you expect me to read through those 10,000 metrics to see what's wrong with my patient? They say, do you have any idea? Each day I have to take care of more than 100 patients a day. I read through those 10,000 metrics? Come on. And third, no sample for profit model. What do I mean by that? Those public hospitals, they want is something, good reports or good academic support or reference by foreign hospitals. They need something backup for public hospital. For private hospital or checkup centers, they need to know how you can make money from skill. You have to give them a profit, a plan, a business plan. They don't care how you test the clients. They don't care how to make money. The private checkup center and hospital, that's what they care, a profit model. And papers, academic support, referenced by foreign hospitals. Those doctors of public or directors of public hospital ask us, skill has been invented for almost 20 years at that time, right? Which hospital in US, Canada, or Europe is using this device? Give me a list. And they say, it should be. Do you know any? Do you know? No. Then what can I tell to those doctors or directors, to the hospital? Say, it has been used in North America and Europe for 20 years, and none of the hospital is using them right now. Weird. And the other thing is, maybe I don't need to sell to hospitals. I can sell to persons. To say like a beauty salon, right? No. On that scope of application, do you remember I just mentioned? Medical institutions only. Medical institutions only. So skill can only be sold to have a license issued by a Minister of Health in China, a license. Say it's hospital, checkup centers, or we call outpatient clinics, etc. Not to person. Somebody from the street say, hey, I have money, give me one skill. No. Any our clients wants to buy skill, if they must be a company. And that company has to have a license from Minister of Health. So they can do some like a clinic or something. So we have to document that license in our office. So in case CFDA say, hey, where those skill goes, I say, hey, I thought this to that hospital. I sell this to that checkup center. it has to be traceable, not to person. Too bad, right? We have 1.4 billion people, and none of them can be our clients unless you are a hospital or clinic. How about those sport team, right? Skill works great on athletes. And those, say like any province, they spend lots of money. You know, in China, they have a province games. In all China, all the province join the game. It's not Olympic, it's just domestic. And if there's one gold medal won by one athlete, and the award is from that province, will give to that athlete a house. One gold medal, a house to athletes, and another house to the trainer. Wow. So they were rich. They put a lot of money there. But can we sell skill to those sport team? No. Unless it's in hospital. Unless it's a sport hospital. Too bad. Then appearance does not look like medical equipment. You know how skill looks. Our salesperson bought a skill, tried to sell it to a director of the hospital. The director looked at the skill. My lunchbox is even bigger than that. It's a medical device? Are you kidding me? And especially it's made of plastic. So that's why Quest 9 now is in metal case, right? It looks more, it's heavier. And another thing is test value is qualitative. It's not quantitative. You ask a doctor, say, hey, I tested the skill on this date, and the other dates, the number is totally different. That's problems give me troubles a lot of times, but now I know it's really, it's not repeating. No, it is repeating, but how you look at it. For me, I test myself on scale, say like 100 times. There was a year, say like 2016 to 2017. Almost 95% when I test on skill, it's say the highest risk profile. The number one risk, always my respiration system. Because PM 2.5 in Beijing. Right? So that's how you look at it. But for beginners, it's hard. For beginners, it's hard. So we have lots and lots of problems selling skills. That took us about another 2 years, and we hardly can sell any skill. Wow, hard. So, what's the solution? As I said to George and Joanna, say, should we go back? Give up everything? Go back, say, skill cannot be sold in China. No matter what's the population they have, we cannot sell it. Should we go back? No. We just want to find the solutions. We go back to the office, go back to the drawing board, try to solve the problems one by one. How we can solve it? First, training. Training is very important, let me tell you. We spend a lot of time and resources doing the training in China. We built the report, application, academic, and STEM. Let me explain one by one. Training versus English operation interface. So, we do 3 parts of training. Each training, we train different aspect. First, we train sales. How to explain skill to those doctors? What it can do? What's the background? What's the working principle of it? Unless the sales can understand inside out, it's hard for them to sell, right? And then we train the therapist. Therapist is the one face the client. When a lot of clients ask, what is this? What it can do? Is that going to shock me, to electric shock me or something? Is going to hurt me or something? We have to train those therapists. And the third, the customer service. We call our client. Not just test it and let it go. We call our client or our customer who buy skill from us. We call them. Do you have any difficulty to operate that machine? Is there any problem there? We do also the technical service. So we train. For sales training, first is the introductions. And we have everything in standard font. How you introduce skill to a doctor, to a directors. No matter this hospital is a public hospital or private hospital, if it is a checkup center, how you introduce it? We have a standard form in how to say it. And Q&A. If there any question they ask, there's about 100 questions. Normally, those doctors and the owner of the hospital or checkup center, what they ask, how we answer it correctly. Okay? And the third one is competitions. Skill is not only biofeedback or testing device in the market. We have competitors. And what's the good side of skill? And what's the benefit of skill can work for them? So we have to train our sales representative what you will see in the market, our competitors. Then the therapist training from the beginners, intermediate, advanced, and the most important here, interpret of the report. We don't diagnose the disease. The number you see there is the stress level or the risk level of your disease. If you already have a disease and your body responds to those medicines or remedies, that means your disease is getting worse. If not, if you had not been diagnosed as that kind of disease, that means your health is getting worse toward that disease. We don't say yes or no, you have or you don't have a disease. We don't diagnose, as Adam said. And that means the meaning of that numbers. And what we mentioned about the specific therapy, we have a lot of, say, like checkup centers or those department of the hospital. They work, say, like diabetes, right? They say, I don't want to know everything else. We want to do the treatment on diabetes. Tell us how you do it. So, for the therapist, what we train them, first of all, is how you communicate with your client. When you connect the headband or head or limb harness, what you are going to tell them. And how you disinfect the harness. You have to disinfect the harness in front of your client. In front of your client. No matter before you pack it, you already disinfect it or not. You have to do it in front of them. So your client say, right? And what is when you do the testing? Because the client can also see our equipment has 2 panels, 2 monitors. The client and the therapist can also see the panels. When we do the calibration, what it's doing. When we do the test, before we do the test, we say, please relax. We put a blanket to our client, say, if you feel sleepy, just sleep. After 4-5 minutes after we have done, or the report has been generated, we will wake you up. Then we turn or make the lights dimmer, just to feel relaxed, and we do the test. Every steps we let the client knows what we are doing. Or you sometimes you can see the clients just, are you going to start? I say, no, right? You have to explain it. So that's what the training we do on therapists. It's just every training is all in paper. What you have to do this, you have to do that. That's the checklist. You have to do it. And also there's a documentation on after you do the therapy, the body viewer, what you have done there, for how long. Say biofeedback, or say any of the treatment, what you have done there, for how long. What is the value of the rectified value, right? It has to be documented so people can review it afterwards. Then the customer service training, it's a follow-up. No matter it's being checked up, being tested, or after the session, after a couple of days, we will call. Our customer service will call to our clients and to see if there's any chance we can promote other item, other service, right? And also Q&A is different from the sales, right? But also for the clients, we also have a standard Q&A and technical support for those clients. You know, those doctors sometimes they really don't know how to operate the computer. Really, I personally got a call. Hey, it's not working. What do you mean not working? I cannot turn it on. First, you go there to see if you plug in. Then you see if the light is on. Then you cannot imagine. Are you an idiot or what? But you cannot say it, right? And sometimes, you know, computer or Windows cannot connect or lose the connection to skill, right? USB cable problem or some interfered. So after you do the NLP, you say, hey, there's nothing there. You cannot, you say, it's not working on QXCI, stuff like that. It means that the Windows did not connect and cannot communicate with skill. Right? All kinds of problems. That's technical service part. So that's the picture of we do in our classroom. We rent an office specifically for the training. Okay, so in that room can accommodate, say, like 30, 35 students. And we also have a remote training. China is a big country. Sometimes if they travel from this province to Beijing, maybe it takes like a whole day for them. So we have a remote training. We share the PPT, or we can share the Club 64, the screen. See, do you use the TeamViewer? TeamViewer for the training is excellent. Okay, and we also offer an on-site training. When we delivered and skill to the hospital, we will train those medical staff. nurse and doctors, and as well as sales. We also train sales, especially those checkup centers. So when those sales can promote the skill can do, then there will be clients for the checkup centers. Then the checkup centers say, "Hey, we need more skill." Then we see. Service is very, very important. See, we do all kinds of training there. And we have lots of menus. All kinds of menus, papers, documentation, everything in standard. It's just like a franchise. You see? And this our training classroom. How frequent we do the training? At least we do one beginner's training a month, at least, and 2 intermediate training a month. I'm sorry, 1 for every 2 months for intermediate training. Then on-site training or remote trainings, we do a lot more. Now, this is the you see, on-site training. It's all doctors, nurses, and this is in our office. By the way, maybe you see, where is the skill? The skill is inside the housing. We will explain later, okay? Not just a lunchbox skill. We make it look more professional. And we took pictures of all those our students. Not only took pictures, we have a system to evaluate if they are qualified to operate that machine. If they are not qualified, we will just inform their manager, say, he or she is not qualified, don't put she or he on that machine. Real practice drilled. So it's not just one weight training. We practice. Say, salesperson, good. Now, I'm the director. Try to sell skill to me. Practice it in front of classmates. Okay, and those new therapists, we also brought those real clients for them, and we just sit there and watch how they explain to the client or interpret the report, and we have test. What do you mean? Not only the written, but only the verbal, and I want to see how if they can operate CAP 64 smoothly, and job performance. We see if that sales can really sell skill, and if that therapist there are client referral. What do you mean? Means if the client's happy with the service, they will call their friends. They say, "Hey, I just done one very good test. Do you want to test it? It works well," right? Referrals. Then after the students can finish all of this, then we were issued a certificate. Not after the classroom, then certificate. No, they have to prove themselves they are qualified. Okay. Medical report versus non-professional reports. Okay. Originally, CAP 64, there's hardly any report, right? So we want to get those metrics readings. There are more than 10,000 readings, all kinds of it. There are Western medicine, traditional Chinese medicines. There are herbs. There's supplements, all kinds of it. So we hired a lot of professionals doing, say, like Professor Tian Hanping, Chief Doctor of Military Hospitals, Dr. Chen Jiet is vice president of Shandong Hospitals and PhD psychological. The one director of the PhD, blah, 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 blah. A lot of professionals work on metrics to design a real medical report those doctors can read and understand. Not only doctors, but also the clients can read it. So I have to explain one by one. Okay, the most comprehensive the report is about, if I'm correct, less than 50 pages. Lots of report. We have 24 kinds of assessment report for different needs. Different departments of the hospital needs different reports. Different needs of the clients, right? Say we have female assessment report, allergy assessment report, child health assessment report, integrated physical and mental assessment report, and this report say like it's a cause of the sub-health syndromes, say like insomnia. Doesn't sleep well, right? Okay. If the therapist wants to do the treatment on a client, say the client complains of they cannot sleep well, we have to find out, in order to have the best therapy result, we have to find out what caused of the insomnia. It's because lack of calcium, magnesium, or it's because of hormone, endocrine problem, or digestion problem, circulation problem, heart problem, right? And also, is that emotion problem? What of the problem caused that insomnia? So you know from the report, you know the cost. Then you know what you are going to do with your client. So do the therapy more efficiently, I mean to say. So all these reports, we have a copyright from National Copyright Administration. It's all issued from health assessment, sub-health costs, females, that word I don't know how to pronounce it, child and allergy assessment. Say like allergy assessment, we do not only test the aerosols, we test the cause of allergy. Say like antioxidants, you heard from this morning, right? Like myself, the allergy, I suffer from allergy a lot, but as long as I take enough antioxidant, the allergy is gone. So for me, the aerosols is not important because the really cause of my allergy is antioxidant, and it's proven by skills as well. Okay, then creative stand design versus unacceptable appearance. Okay, let's say a skill, no problem. If you want it bigger, beautiful, looks great, no problem. So we design something fancy. There's a remote control. Click. Then this will go up. The stand goes up, and the monitor pop up. It looks great. The click goes down. So that's the design, and we find a small manufacturer do that for us. So that's how it looks like. And we also have a portable one, right? Looks great. But it's not working. Why? Why? It's metal. You want a metal, right? No. Medical device, the casing or housing of the medical device is not metal or plastic. It has to be professional material. The material is not just like an ordinary steel sheet. No. It has to be something like this. It looks like plastic, but it's not plastic. It's medical. It's a medical plastic. It's different. So we hire some professionals design the appearance and the materials, the whole new stand of skill. And this is for physical examination, is for female spatial, see? So that's how we say two monitor, right? This for dermatology, spatial, pediatrics, spatial. So for different department in hospital, different one. Not just one skill for all the department. Not cure all medicine, right? If you present skill still to a doctor, this skill can test everything. Huh? No. They don't like that. Jack, if you can do anything, you do nothing. So we have to design. See, this one is big. This one is big. So we call it integrated multifunctional luxury. And, okay. This bed, it can kill up. So it's lying there taking the treatment feels good. Feels good. Oops. Did I do it? And all those casing or housing or those designed, we have patent. We patent the design. So it's a copyright. That's the model. Only we can use that. Application system, no sample for profit. Okay. That's what we talk about for the hospitals. No matter hospitals or if it is a public one, they need papers. They need those journals. But for the private checkup center or private hospital, they need to know how to make money. Right? So we built a health management system called RMD Health Management System template. What RMD means? Remedies. Okay? We use remedies to do the risk management and distress. That means R&D. And also, our company's name is Remeda, because Remedy cannot be registered as a company name. So we use Remeda. Okay. So almost every department, we have a different report, check-up, sub-health syndrome, cost check-up, psychological, emotions, etc., etc., etc. So we designed for each different department of the hospital. There's a different stand, there's a different report, especially for them. So, see, we can do the testing, this. We can do the therapy, treatment on that. So we have something, let me show you, something like this. For doctors or for salesperson, we print out what we can do is there. So they can read. For females, gynecology, pediatrics, and psychology development, this and that. And this for allergy, dermatology department. What is this? Do you know what means confinement? Confinement. That's in Chinese. After to give birth, there will be like 28 days. They have to stay indoors, and they take about 7 to 8 meals a day. Yeah. In a certain place, and there's a center especially for those new moms. And do you know how much they pay? Take a wild guess. On that 4 weeks, those new moms pay like 10,000 to 100,000 US. And it's packed. You have to book, say, like 3, 4, 5, or 6 months before it. So they can pay a fortune. Then we designed for this confinement. Let's say, since these 4 weeks, you're not going anywhere. Let's do 1 test and 4 or 5 treatments on you. Do you know there's a lot of new moms, they get depression, right? Our skill especially to the stress reduction, right? So there's a big demand. And the new China policy is they can have the second child in the family now. So the market is huge.
Do you also do therapy on the child?
No. It's too small. The child is so small. When I put the headband, I don't. We work on moms, and they paid. The suggest retail price for our service is we suggest like a 1,500 US. Yeah, something. Like. They paid 100,000 US for that 28 days. 1,500 is nothing for them. Right. Oops. I did that. Okay, so we say what RMD means. For use remedy to do the risk management and distress. So we designed a whole system for those private hospital and private clinic and checkup centers. Standardized procedure, standardized management, simple concept, etc. 8 service centers. If they have enough room for this, we have a cell testing center. We also incorporate with those DNA test, SMP. Do you know that? And cell repair center, distress center, energy boosting centers, remote counseling centers, nutritional diet center, rehabilitation centers, etc., etc. So there's a lot of service we can provide. Cell centers, that's what we can do on cell physical disease risk assessment. And actually, really, Scale is doing the cell level testing. Now I realize that. Because the sensitivity, do you remember that? 0.2 microvolts? That's really the cell level. Right? The more I know about Scale, the more I like it. It's about 10 years ago when Adam brought me into this field. I asked Adam, is it Scale real or is just a random number generator? And Adam looked at me and say, Yin, do I look stupid to you? I say, let me think. And Adam say, if I'm not stupid, how can a machine or equipment can cheat me for so many years? Okay, I say, Adam, I take your word for it. Okay, let me try it. So then I start Scaled. Now I use the same question and same answer for my student in China. A lot of new therapists ask me, is that real? I say, do I look stupid to you? Okay. Cell repair centers improving. I have to control the time. We have a lot to share. Cell repair center. We have a 28 days cell repair advertising. Okay. What we designed here is also, you can see that's the logo of our company. What we did here is detoxify first. We always advise our clients, say, before you take the supplement, get rid of the toxicity, the heavy metals, those bad things in your body. Then take the supplement. Then do the therapy. So there's a sequence there. Okay. So that's the 28-day cell repaired system we designed. We use also yoga, meditation, this and that. You guys can read this, right? All the panels from. So, and now I found, hey, it's good, only English, because my client can just, what are you doing? Then I can say whatever I want. If they can read, they will question after questions after question, right? Okay. I don't know which part you think for beginners to use Club 64 is the most hard one. I feel emotion. So I redesigned it so it can show. You can see from here. Sorry, let me use pointer. If it is lower than 50, it's in blue. If it's higher than 100, it's in red. If it is between 100 to 50, it's in green. So from here, you can see clearly what's the reactivity result of a client. And I also put the highest number here. You see, 123, 124, 125, 130, 164. Delusions, angers, careless, confusion, fear. And the lowest one is serious lawyers, passivity. So it's all shown here. A lot easier for a new therapist to find out what's the problem, what's the cause of the patient's emotions, right? And also energy boost, qi, right? And expert remote counseling center. Yes, we also provide a remote counseling by WeChat, by TeamViewer, or by other methods. Counseling is very important, right? We don't leave our clients alone. No? Nothing for me? No coffee? No, just kidding. But I really need some water though. And also nutritional diet center. We have contract with those organic farmer. Since we really know what our client needs, right? And if they are willing to pay a fortune, not a fortune. If they are willing to pay, say like $1,500 for confinement, they can pay for organic vegetables, stuff like that, right? Rehabilitation, training center, stuff. Product. We also try to screen. We use this small glass bottle, put supplements there, to test on a metal plate of scale. I extend it to here, right? So we can test it if that works for you. And our clients love this. So when they want to change or to add or to delete any supplements, they come to us first. Seeing is believing. Seeing is believing, not just I say, oh, you need vitamin C. That's it? No. So many kinds of different brands. Give me one sample, then I will test it if that vitamin C works for you. Right. Have you ever heard about negative ions? Yep. We found out when the manufacturer, and we have the exclusive distribution in China. This is flower essence, right? This is. And we also use special chips to vibrate the water to simulate the force. And the trick is here, this piece. Do you know what is REE, real earth elements? Real earth elements? China has a lot. China has a lot. Those real earth, say like selenium. Okay, real, REE. Okay, we use that special elements to make this ring. That can copy the frequency of flower essence to water. Okay, so when we just use water, about 3 meters away from the forge, the negative ions, we have say like 60,000 ions per cc. If I just put water, ordinary water, mineral water, in here without this flower essence, I can get 200 to 400,000 iron per cc. If I put this flower essence in here, I got 1.2 around million. When I inhale it, and I check my, this bloodstream, the circulation from here, it goes very fast. It works. So there's a market demand. So we represent it. Come on. Getting tired? Not working? Okay. See, there's a whole spectrum of it. We have a different kind. It's all in Chinese. I'm sorry. And also other kind of, say, like a supplements. Why we say USANA? Because USANA is legally licensed for these supplements to sell in China. One of our clients, it's a painful lesson. They put some bottles of supplements. They took it directly from US. It's not licensed in China, on the shelf to sell. And CFDA just went in. It's not licensed. Then say your business license has been suspended. That's it. So for business purpose, you got to have everything is legal, licensed. Okay? If you put one bottle, not licensed supplement, say like vitamin C, your business license can be suspended. You can lose your license there. So we have to be very cautious on that. And this, etherized bioactive selenium. You heard about selenium, right? Antioxidant. And it's very good for those cancer. I didn't say cure cancer, right? It's good for them. And since this product, we also have patent in China. I believe it's also in US as well. It's the highest bioavailability of selenium right now in the world. It's higher, say like 10 times higher than the second place. It's a scientific breakthrough. Okay? We have lots. So we also provide brochures for a sales ad, right? For the child, for those disease, female demotion stuff. You have seen these brochures. So we hand out like a pamphlet like this. They open. You can see from the first page how scale works. And from inside on different apartments. And at the back, there's a QR code. They can scan it with WeChat. They can go to our company's website. See? Of course, if the buyers, say like a checkup center or a health management center, they brought this scale from us, this QR code will be theirs, not ours, not our company. So we provide sales aid for our client as well. So they don't need to redesign everything. Everything we have done for them. Ooh. And what they can hang on the wall for this advertising. And if they want to do the trade show expedition, that's the, see, it's all in from Club 64. It looks pretty, huh? And what it says here, for physical checking, physical therapy, emotional checking, emotional therapy, and energy checking, energy therapy. That's what we can do on scale. And this is a smartphone promotions. And those smartphones nowadays, like WeChat, we do business on that. A lot, say like 50% of our clients from WeChat. Now they hardly use any website. They use WeChat. WeChat can do a lot of business. Huh? What? What is WeChat? You don't know WeChat? Okay. Do you know Line? L-I-N-E? No? Go to Google. WeChat. W-E-C-H-A-T. Sorry? Sure. Yeah. After WeChat, there's no robberies in China because they don't bring cash. There's no credit card, only smartphone. If they rob me, what? I don't have cash. Do you want to transfer money from my WeChat to your WeChat? Nah.
They take your phone, they can pay with your phone?
No. It's our phone numbers or WeChat, they already register to your ID, citizenship.
Care to repeat the question for those in the back?
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry for that. Okay. Then we attend a lot of nationwide trade shows. So like CMEF, China Med is China International Medical Equipment Fair. And China Med is one of the most influential exhibitions in Chinese medical instrument and equipment industry. That is huge. Okay? And the list goes on and on. So, this is one of the trade shows. Let me explain this. This glass, it looks transparent, right? By one click of button, this glass will be turned into white. So you cannot see through for the privacy of the client. And there are 4 projectors above. It's going to project like seaside, say like a universe. See? So you can just, wow, that's what we call high tech. Yep. So let's we use that on medical beauty expo, okay? And CMEFF, see, these, let me see. There's a lot of military person here. And I'm the one, maybe it's not clear, sitting here. Maybe it looks like they're going to put me in jail, right? No. There's a lot of military person here. They will say, hey, can I use skill to have a lie detector? Yeah, sort of. And for kids, see, you can see now. We put this, say, it's a very beautiful word, and it's explained what skill can do. So, and we explained, use TV, we explain to our clients, this and that. And participate in professional academic seminar. So we are getting into the mainstream of academic, on medical community, right? And that's me. What I'm presenting is, you can see two leaves here. I say we can find the problem, and we can cure the problem. Not really cure, treat the problem, right? And I always mention, say, I hate the most is the doctor say, I know what's wrong with you. I know the name of your disease, but I cannot cure you, right? Even my high blood pressure, I went to the doctor. The doctor say, hey, no problem. I have 14 high blood pressure medicine here. Take this. Take 2 weeks. Then come back and see if that works. If not, take another one. I say, do I look like a guinea pig to you? Okay. And we have this Chinese Medical Association Health Management Branch issued a letter say, skill is the good stuff. Okay? So we getting into the mainstream of medical community. Not bad, eh? We did a lot. Application on department. So we do the training, do the seminars, do the explanation, to show to those doctors. It's a whole new concept of preventive medicine. See, these doctors, nurse, just line up there. Okay, part 3, what we have achieved here. Say, used in different departments of the hospital. Yes, I explained that. Chinese brand innovation and development project. Big data, cloud management. Let's see. Natural medicine applied in various fields. Okay, this is one of the hospitals in China. Believe me or not, it's a hospital. It's here, like a club, right? It's a hospital. It's in Bao. I don't know how to pronounce Boao. We put skill here. See? It's a hospital. Then it's a medical cosmetic surgery hospital. See, we put another skill there. Hospital looks great, eh? Because the patient paid a fortune. Change clinic. See, that's what I was talking about. It's a high-end health management hospital in Beijing. This can turn into white, totally white. You cannot see through. They put this skill at the center of the hospital. They want everybody to see it. See, we broke the ice 2 years ago, no hospitals want skill. Right now, we have dozens of hospitals, clinic, health management centers. Buy it. See? Icon. Icon is one of the what do you call it? Franchise checkup center. You see, checkup center looks great, right? So if you have a chance, go to China, take a look. China is totally different from 10 years ago. 2008 and 2018 looks very, very different. Yeah, this is Qiming. See, see, we put here. Even the patient have a very nice seat here. Sofa is, you can remote control the sofas. Go straight and go start like a first class in the plane, right? Natural medicine, China brand innovation department. Okay. China government is doing a project. What they call is China brand innovation and development project. That means they select about 24 good brand or good company by the government, and they will help you to make that brand well known by CCTV. CCTV is a China Central Television owned by government. Okay, so they want good business become better, become what I call larger. And by this project, our company is being awarded this year. 50 minutes. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, this is our CEO, Joanna. And when the first time we got a call from this project, we think it's double-crossed. Huh? You call us? How much money you want? I say, it's not money. Because your company is a very good company. And you, how to say, the product, the equipment, it brings something, it brings a new concept on medical. So they select us. If you want to pay something, you can pay a fortune to advertise on CCTV. Okay? So we are the influential brand in China right now. That's the 2 medals they sent to us. Cloud system. I don't think we can finish by 15 minutes. Okay, let's talk about the cloud system. Our clients, if they use the internet or smartphones, we can set up an account for them for free. Every single our clients. So they can enter the cloud system and they can choose what kind of testing they want to do. They are HQ. Do you know TMI? TMI is the thermal. They use infrared to take a picture to see the temperature of your body, to see if you have an infection or something. And GRS, NRS, QRS, TDS, etc., etc., etc. So there's a skill here. So if they say, hey, I want to do the test on skill, they can simply click it, then make an appointment. Then the report, after they have done the test, the report were issued to their phone directly. There's no paper there. Why we issue to the phone? Because everybody bring their phone, right? So if they go to the party and their friends say, hey, drink, like Adam last night, drink. Let me show you my report. See, my liver is in red. Do you still want me to drink? So the client has to have a report on their phone. They can show to everybody. And it's advertising for us. Very good idea, right? Then the comparison. If they do a bunch of tests, say like they do 10 tests over 2 years, we can do the comparison. Say, for example, the hopeless despair, the emotion reading, right? Hopeless despair, getting higher and higher and higher. What it means? This client is really on the way to depression, or the liver, or the nerve system, or. So, for every items in our report, they can do the comparison to see what's the trend. It's very helpful for the client because client has to participate on their own health management. That's the very important. For the health management, it's not the doctor's duty. It's the clients. They have to participate. So they have to care their own health. I have to go faster now. Ooh. Questions? No. Can I answer the question later? Because I have only 10 minutes left. Okay. Okay. And the clients can also upload their report. Say it's a MRI or CT. They can upload their other test reports, medical reports up there. So gradually they are building their own health website. So in the future, when they go to the doctor, they say they just bring iPad. See? Everything's here. See? Okay, now what you want to tell me? What disease I got? Doctor will hate you. Everything's there. Everything is there, right? Okay. And we also offer a customer service. They can talk over the internet with our doctors. See if that number is going higher, what's wrong with it, or so and so. And for the operator or the owner of the checkup center, they can see every single one of these are different, what do you call, franchisee? Or different stores of the checkup centers. They can see the performance of it. If this month that store or checkup centers, the performance is getting worse, they say they need some help there. Right? So the owner can see, the patient or the client can see. It's all there. And we also do let's say, WeChat. Now, they don't have even a lot of young generation. They don't have a website. They don't even need a PC. They can make a reservation from their smartphone. Everything from their smartphone. They don't need a PC. See, this QR code. They can just scan it, make a reservation. They can pay it. They can put the payment there. Everything from a smartphone. That's one of the reasons I hate PC. And there will be some recommendation on what they should eat and their blood pressure or blood sugars fluctuation. Future challenge. Okay, let's talk about challenge. Similar product, same product, and more domestic product. What I mean about this, have you ever heard about Bicom and Mora? Yeah. What's the working principle on these two products? Bioresonance. In one day, by the end, I think last 2017, the first time in history, National Health Commissions of China, NHCC, and China Food and Drug Administration, CFDA, jointly issued an official document, say bioresonance technology used for clinical allergen test is prohibited. Ban. 5 minutes, I know. Oh, okay. So, bioresonance. If you are in China, never say no. Say your equipment is bioresonance. Don't say that. Say biofeedback. Okay. Bioresonance, gone. Okay. Stop using Bicom and Mora bioresonance device immediately. I mean, anywhere. Don't let me see it in China. Any registration from Bicom and Mora is prohibited. No more in the future. Wow. China government is getting stricter and stricter. What cause of this? First, exaggerated propaganda. They say they can do a lot of things. Misinterpreted report, inadequate training, abnormal vendor. What it means? It means some people just bring Bicom and I think it's made in Germany, right? They just bring it, put it in their suitcase, bring it in China and sell it. A lot of people doing that. Okay? And impact us is high risk to sell skill for allergen testing and therapy. Do you remember we have one model for allergen test? And after that date, nobody wanted it. Let's say we have biofeedback. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Bioresonance, biofeedback, it all starts with bio. Same. You don't tell reason for that. Even the owner of Bicom and Mora and the inventor, I think, went to China, want to explain. They say, no, it's concluded. End story, case closed. Directly, in fact, our allergy market developing over years. So from now on, for allergen test, only blood test and skin test. No others. It's warning for us for that over more than 10 years. Bicom and Mora in China, it's just similar to scale. It's about 10 years plus history. Destroyed overnight. Just one night, one paper, it's gone. Forever. Participate bioresonance and biofeedback. So we have to spend a lot of energy to explain to those hospital doctors, directors, we are different. They are bad, we are good. And also, there's abnormal vendors of skill, be frankly, in China. I've seen a lot. Okay. Do they still can sell to wellness center? The owner of Bicom and Mora, the exclusive right CEO there, we were good friends, right? They say, okay, since I cannot sell it to hospitals, how about to those wellness center or personal use? Don't think so. Let me tell you something about what is the definition of medical device. The equipment listed in CFDA medical device catalog classification means CFDA, there's a list. Everything listed there, they are classified as a medical device. No exceptions. What is the registered medical device? So you have to submit everything, a lot of things, spend years and years before you get approved. Right? So that is the registered medical device. There are class 1, class 2, class 3. We are still on class 2. And it's only can be sold to medical institutions. Okay? And those unregistered or failed registered device, they cannot even appear in China. One of our friends in CFDA, last time we were chatting about this, I say, hey, if I sell scale to some person, because he's rich, he wants just buy a scale for personal use, because they're rich, got tons of money. They want to buy a scale at home. I said, can I sell it? He said, no. I say, if I sell it, I will be, then we were issued a bill of fine. You have to pay fines for doing that. You are not supposed to sell any scale to a non-medical institution. I say, then if I gave up, or if I have something biofeedback stuff, and it's not registered, can I sell it to him? I say, my friend say, then we will put you in jail. One is fine, one is jailed. Choose one. So you can hardly sell any skill to person in China, no matter it's registered or non-registered. Better non-registered. No, better registered.
What if they buy, come to the States and go back with it?
I didn't sell it, right? They only were traced who sell it. So that's why we always have a document of the license there in our company where all those skills gone, right? Okay, so there's a document there. See medical device catalog, biofeedback device classification 6A26006, biofeedback equipment. So any biofeedback device should get a CFDA license. Similar competitions. You know Life, right? Life got a CFDA. Do you know that? Life. But the scope of applications is very limited. It's a recorder of spine stress or something. It's very limited. And Indigo, of course, you know that. Indigo in China is a non-registered medical device. But the problem is the interface, CLAP 64, is almost the same as a scale. So we were very worried about that because it's very hard for us to explain to CFDA if they caught Indigo used in China. It's very hard for us to explain. We are different. For them, everything's the same. Okay, for them, the software all the same. You just put a different case there. Right. That will affect us. Domestic competitions, it looks great. This device, the clients, what they are going to do, they have an ID, a citizenship, no, not. They have a citizenship. All the informations get in to there, okay? And they put their hands there. 5 minutes, report to your cell phone. That's it. And skill, you need to click this, click that, save that, report, and da. So we do have, and these devices is coming out every day. Because the reason behind that is Chinese people, they are more and more, what they call, they want to prevent this disease happen. It's good. It's good. Their concept is changing. The concept is changing. But these competitors is really impact our market share. People said Rome was not built in one day, so as those World Trade Center, right? They take a long, long time, like Mora and Baikonur. But it can be destroyed in one day, overnight. So when we're doing the business in China, every day we have to watch what we are doing. So we have been cultivating the market over many, many years in China, at least 10 years. From a very, very small trees, we are getting bigger. We are getting bigger. So I would like to say we are a families, right? We are families. What we can do, what we are doing in China can be beneficial for you in the future. So please help us to protect the market in China and any other place in the whole world, right? We should join together. And before I end my presentation, I want to express my thanks to the founder of our company, George and Joanna. And these couples, we met in Vancouver. We have been known for like more than 20 years. So when they do the business in China, they not only gave up the good air of Vancouver, that's Beijing, PM 2.5. Okay? And they invest almost every dime, every single cent, or every money they got in China. And the most precious is they lost the family time with their daughters. Family time. Think about this. 10 years ago, their daughter is just 8, and 10. Right now, it's 18 and 20. These 10 years from a small girl like this, grown up, they can hardly accompany them. I think that's something money cannot buy. Right. So, please, thank you. George and Joanna. By this, my wife as well. Of course, because for the last 10 years, I only went back to Vancouver once a year on Christmas. So, of course, my son is 27 years old now, so it's better. But thank you, Yvonne. Thank you very much. Thank you for your sacrifice. Okay, that will be the end of my presentation. But one more small story before I go. That's my personal information. Some people ask me, Yin, why you want to do this business? He said, from 2008 to 2018, these 10 years, if you do other business in China, you can make tons of money. Why you want to do skill? I say, from the bottom of my heart, I really feel skill can help a lot of people. I've seen people, they want to commit suicide. We read it from the report. We give them therapies. We bring them back. Really. And the most impressive is one of our neurotherapists. We sold their company their hospital the skill, and that therapist named that skill Whitey, and the manager, the new therapist we call Susan, and the manager said, Susan, what's wrong with you? Every morning you say, hey Whitey, good morning to you. How are you feeling? You say, it's an equipment. You call it Whitey? And the Susan say, manager, you don't know. This machine, you call it machines, cure my disease, relieve my syndromes, and comfort my emotions. This Whitey knows me better than anybody in the world. Don't tell me it's a cold equipment ever. Okay? Thank you very much.
谢谢。